Radnet, a stronger and more connected community.
Yo, oh my God, what am I doing here now? It's early. This is early for me to be live streaming. I figured, you know what? I was supposed to work out tonight and the workout got canceled. So I was here and I was like, what do I do? Do I go live later? Do I record some stuff? Do I take a nap and then go live? I wasn't sure what the hell I was going to do. I probably should have watched movies because I'm so backed up on that already. It's freaking Halloween season and I'm backed up like watching all this stuff. So I was like, you know what? Let's go do early. Let's go early tonight. And then when I finish, I'll have time to do other things. Like I could record after this. I'll be fired up from you guys. I could sit down and watch some movies, but I wanted to try this, something a little bit different because again, I'm probably going to hit a little bit of a different audience being on earlier. I know for some East Coasters, me going on at 11:30 a lot of the times is just way too late. People have work in the morning, you know? So I figured, you know what, let me try this tonight because I had the availability. The workout was canceled and I'll deal with the workout tomorrow. But I was like, maybe I can hit some people up that just haven't been able to check me live. And the one thing I do like about my channels, I feel like there is a real strong community. So the fact that I can give back and do these lives and interact with you guys kind of one-on-one, I want to be able to make sure people feel part of this, right? So I wanted to go a little bit earlier tonight, see if different people are coming in. If you're new to a live show, tell me in the comments like, hey, man, I've never usually catch your lives, usually late. I'm here. I want to say what's up. Everybody in the chat is usually super cool. So I just want to interact with you guys. There's no real topic. We can kind of do it as we go. I've got some unboxings I can do here. I have topics I want to talk about, but I'll do it another day. This will just kind of be ask me stuff and I'll tell you what I think kind of thing. But I definitely want to say what's up to the people in the house. I'm definitely going to spend some time and try to get to as much of the chat as I can. If you end up doing super chats, I'll get to you guys first, but I'm going to kind of go down the list of the early birds who popped in and answer some of your questions. And again, I have 2 unboxings I want to do in here. Actually, kind of like 2 unboxings and a bunch of showcases of like some things I've got in the mail recently. So let's see who is in the house now. Gora Tiger, what's up, man? The Ninja, what's going on? Dynamite Tiger, good to see you here, brother. The Ring likes the early live streams. I'm curious if anybody else does too. We'll see how many people come in here. They're probably like, what? He's live now. David's in the house. What's up, man? Will you be picking up The Descent and American Psycho from Lionsgate Limited? I just ordered American Psycho, the VHS tape. I just ordered that. I think that's a pretty cool thing. I'm a little nervous though, because I'm afraid that like if people buy that and it sells out, we're going to get that shit for everything. And I really don't want to start a new collection. So like I was kind of hesitant about doing that because I didn't want it to become something new that they're going to want to do and I'm going to collect. I just was a little bit of afraid to do that, but I did it anyways because I didn't want to miss out. I was kind of FOMO'd on it. Now, I'd rather have the old school one. I don't have the original VHS tape anymore. I used to, American Psycho. But, you know, I was like, I'm going to give it a try, see what this is like. Again, I just hope this doesn't become like they're going to start doing this all the time. I am on the fence about The Descent. I love that movie. I do. I have it on Blu-ray. It's an old Blu-ray. I mean, that thing's been on Blu-ray since Blu-ray came out, basically. I have it on DVD as well. My biggest concern is I feel like I'm a little nervous about certain scenes in that movie that are already very dark. And, my TV really pulls those blacks pretty hard. And there's a lot of movies on 4K that I watch that I'm like, I can barely even see what the hell's going on in some of these scenes. And it kind of does piss me off. It's a personal preference. Some people might like that better. Some people might tell me that's how it's supposed to be. I don't care. I'm a little nervous about that. So as much as it's going to look great, I don't know if I need The Descent. I love it. I think the Steelbook artwork is really cool. My buddy Matt designed it, so I love his work. So that was a really cool project for him to do. But I'm on the fence about The Descent. I'm actually on the fence about a lot of the Lionsgate Limited stuff right now, to be honest with you. I've been passing on a lot of that stuff now. And unless it's something I don't own, I'm really hesitant about this because it is expensive for studio titles. I'm not a big fan of, I like Steelbooks, but to an extent, there's a lot of artwork on those Steelbooks that look like hell, and I'll just rather just keep my Blu-ray and call it. And instead of spending the other $50 or whatever it may be. So I'm really on the fence about their releases, to be honest with you. I think there's some pros and cons, in my opinion, with some of those releases. Now, I just got Hider in the House, which I'll show you here in a bit. And the reason I got that is, number one, I'm collecting all the Vestron still. And a lot of people have kind of fallen off Vestron because they're like, these used to be budget-friendly boutiques, and now they're not. And I get it, and I feel for you, and I feel the same way. But there's not many lines that I've caught up this far with. So for me, it's like if they're going to put on a Vestron title once every couple months, I'll spend the money and get it. And then in turn, that's just going to make it so I don't buy other things, right? So I'll be like, I'll pick up the Vestron one, but you know what? I'm gonna leave It Follows alone because I have a nice second set edition, which I'm totally fine with, right? So it's just kind of making those decisions. But that's just me. That's just what I'm doing currently on collecting. And as far as the American Psycho 4K, no, I do think it's a cool looking edition with the Huey Lewis album and all that stuff. It's tempting. I do love the movie, but I mean, I got the Blood Pack, double pack from Viavision. I got the Steelbook with that cool slip cover, like that you can pull his face off. So, I mean, I don't know what else I really need. Unless you guys tell me down here, like, hey, this one has X, Y, and Z, which none of these editions have. I didn't look that deep into it, so I don't know. So if you're going to tell me any of that, tell me so I can make my decision better. But that's kind of my thoughts on The Descent, American Psycho. Love the movies. I've got them on plenty formats, and I did get the VHS American Psycho, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest yet. Yo, 304 Ninja says, grab your popcorn, check. Grab your drink, check. Hit that like button. He's damn right. If you're sitting there, hit the like button. It's easy. Like, hype, subscribe. It's simple. He says, let's go. Thanks, brother. Pig Conqueror, what's up? Yo, John Doe Juggalo, what's going on, man? I just saw a post, man. You got something sent from eSports, or I think that's what it is. I'm not a gamer anymore, but that's awesome, man. If you're getting some samples and stuff for gaming, that's killer, bro. What up, Dino? How are you, brother? What's going on? I don't normally see you in the chat, so welcome. Exactly. This is why I did it, because I can chat with some new folks. Thanks, man. You are awake. Movie fan in the house. What's up, brother? Foz Rotten, dude. I rewatched Lost Boys 3 thanks to your Jameson interview. I liked a lot more this time around. Yeah, like, if you guys haven't checked it, I did do an interview with Jameson Newlander, Alan Frog of the Lost Boys. It was a very chill, sit down, cool interview. Picked his brain on a couple things. I think it might lead to something else, hopefully. So fingers crossed on that. We had a great conversation. He's going to be at Scarefest, guys. If you guys see him at Scarefest, pop by his table and say, I saw you on the Born to Be Rad channel. He said for you guys to go do that. And it was a good conversation. If you guys haven't checked it out, we talked a little bit about some current Lost Boys merchandise that's coming out. And the changes to the iconic image when it comes to copyrights and stuff, which is freaking interesting. But I'm hoping we can band together and fix these problems. So if you watch the interview, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. We did get into his relationship with the two Corys growing up, and I said this last night on a live stream, or whenever I had a live stream last. I said, there was a moment in the conversation where he got choked up and he was getting emotional, and it's kind of wild to be able to sit down in an interview, and instead of just kind of spitting questions and him spitting answers, we kind of dug a little deeper, and we're able to get him to, really speak from the heart. And I think that's really, really cool when it comes to some of these chats with some of these people is, I try not to give them the same old. I don't want to do interviews where I feel like I'm giving you everything we've already known. So selfishly, I'm asking the questions I want to know, and hopefully you guys get a lot from that. But thank you, man. He does talk about the sequels, the problem with the sequels. Corey Haim should have been in the third one, and he wasn't. And I think everybody involved regrets it because he passed away, and there was never another opportunity for that, which does kind of suck. He talks about, part two, and how when they made part two, you can check it in the interview, there was really, it was supposed to be kind of a full-fledged remake, and that's why it feels so similar in a way. And Corey Feldman had to really politic his way into that movie and into the role that he had. And originally he was going to have a small cameo, just like Jameson and Feldman. But, Jameson and Haim, and then Feldman really, really pushed for it and ended up changing the whole course of that movie, where it was a little bit more about him as well. And then he got, then Jameson had a small part, Haim had a small part. And then because of something that happened at Comic-Con led to part 3. So I personally don't think I don't think that they're amazing movies, but I think they're passable. They're passable movies for sequels that came out that far in advance. Now, there's obviously changes I would have made. I actually prefer part 2 over part 3 personally. But I wish we would have gotten more Haim in some of these movies. That's like really one of my only gripes about it. But yeah, Lawn Furniture, what's up, man? I see you. I just talked about it. Hopefully you checked it out. Adrian, what's up? Brody in the house, what's up, man? Bret Hart guy, what's up, dude? Sean, what's up, man? What's up, Garrett? I'm in shock. My last mall in my era is closing down. Sucks. Nowhere for special memories. Dude, man, I hear you, dude. I don't know where you're from, but literally there's one, I can't say that. My big mall around me, the one that I grew up with, is knocking on death's door. And this mall was literally like one of the coolest spots to be. It's 3 floors, looks so 80s and 90s, it's all glass ceiling. There's neon lights everywhere. It's insane. And growing up, it was a madhouse. This was the place that all the kids said their parents dropped them off as teenagers. We used to run rampant around that mall and with friends and stuff. And it was like one big party. And I had friends that worked there at some points that we used to go and hang out at their work. And the mall around me was the place to go, man. A lot of memories there. A lot of friends were made there. A lot of memories there, Suncoast, all these different spots. That was the first Hot Topic I'd ever been to when they opened. You should have seen this mall around Christmas. It was literally like shoulder to shoulder. And to walk in there now and just see literally a 3-story mall with probably about 7 open stores, maybe 10 tops, is brutal. Everything's gone. The food court literally has 1, maybe two food places open. It's a shell of itself. It just got bought out, and the new owners keep posting stuff online saying they're going to try to revive it. I hope they do. I really do hope they do. Somehow, I think it's, as much as it's inconvenient now when you have things at a click of a button, I'm hoping that with time past, people actually kind of miss going to stores. But only time will tell. That part of life feels like it's over, right? And is there any going back to it? I don't know. And if there is, maybe it'll be for a short time. Maybe it'll be exciting for people at first, and then people will kind of go back to the way of clicking a button while they're at work and ordering something that'll be on their doorstep the next day. It's tough. I don't know. I don't know what's for the best. I think that as a society, having more social areas is probably for the best. But at the same time, as a society, maybe more people being around each other is not for the best. I don't know, man. I don't know. Things are so different. And I was talking about something similar with some clients today about, kids in school and how school's so different. And it makes me feel so old because, when we were little kids, like elementary school, I remember they used to give us all little jobs to do at the end of the day. Like, they'd pick five and they'd be like, oh, today you're going outside and clapping the erasers. And, I used to, not just me, but all the kids were like, oh, I hope I get erasers today, because you could go outside and freaking clap those things as we're breathing in chalk and dust or whatever. But, you could hang out there for a little while and kill time, like clean those things off. And then other people would have like empty the trash, and other people would have empty the pencil sharpeners. And then I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, they probably don't even have the pencil sharpeners at schools anymore. Everybody used to like get up and go to the thing, and you'd be like in the middle of class, like, and like literally doing that and thinking about it, you can like smell, I can like smell the pencil as I was like doing that. Remember they used to be on the wall? It's wild to think about that. And I'm like, none of that even probably exists anymore. And if it does have, if they do have pencil sharpeners, it's probably electronic, right? But like these were things that I'm like, wow, I've so aged out of like everything. These classrooms have big flat screen TVs on the walls and shit. Like we used to have the cart that you'd roll in with like the CRT on it to like watch a movie. It's just, I don't feel that old, but I'm that old. It's insane. So yeah, I mean, that's going back to the whole things are changing and it sucks. And I wonder if, we tried to go backwards, if it would ever work. I don't know. I really don't know. John Doe says his Descent looks amazing. Hell yeah. Joe Reese says he owns the Halloween. Me too, man. I'm gonna keep your eyes open. I've talked about it on the channel before, but we're gonna do an Anchor Bay Archives podcast some point about the tins with probably some of the people that worked on them and stuff. So that'll be a cool episode. Yeah. Yep. He did a great job on that artwork. What up, Ron? Not usually seeing you in here, so what's up, man? Vinny in the house. Adam's in the house. Guys, when I go live, one of my goals is to try to get 100 likes on this live stream before I get off. Now, there's over 100 people in here right now. If everybody hits that like button, we've already hit it. And we're only like 17 minutes in right now. So thank you, guys. Hossa G, what's up? Life is good. I ordered the American Psycho VHS also. There's only about 200 or so left. Oh, okay, so it is very limited. That is one of the reasons I bought it, because I was like, oh, I don't want to FOMO myself after this. But again, like I said, my biggest fear is I don't want them to be like, hey, let's keep doing this because people are buying it, because I don't need to collect anything new. I really don't. I don't need to start new things, especially because it wasn't cheap either. All of a sudden we're going to have VHS tapes that cost as much as 4Ks. I don't want to do it. I thought if this is just some kind of one-off, then okay, I'll play. But I agree. I'm more interested in the Vestron. So that's just more my style too. Like I love B movies and shit. I've got a video coming out about some B movies, 80s and 90s bonkers B movies you guys should check out. I got some stuff I'm working on with that. I just love that kind of horror. For some people it's cheesy, lame shit, and again, Vestron's not just horror either, but I'm really digging the line and I want to kind of stick with it. And the Lionsgate Limited stuff, it's going to be on, it's going to be title by title decisions. I got the Kill Bill stuff and Foxy Brown, because I have every Tarantino movie on Steelbook except those three. So I had to get them to add to the collection so I could say, hey, guess what? I have every Tarantino movie on Steelbook. And they sit proudly together on a shelf. And it's like, hey, you want to watch Tarantino? They're all right here and they're all in Steelbook. So, that to me, from an aesthetic standpoint on the shelf is like what makes the most sense. So I didn't care how much it cost. I knew I needed to get those three to finish off my Steelbook Tarantino collection. But again, that's just my silly brain. And if I look over here, I'm like, oh, I see DVDs of a special edition Kill Bill, Jackie Brown, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, True Romance. Like I have all these movies all kind of right here on DVD as well. But oh, bro, it is Lionheart back there. Wilkie, what's up, brother? Am I a little early? You can check me out. Go check out Wilkie over there. Check out Corey at Wilkie's Movies and Music. Horror Collective, what's up, man? Let's see. Quietly's in the house. What's up, Rad? Hider in the House was solid. I picked up Lionsgate Limited Knock Knock 4K. Let's get into that. Hider in the House is a pretty cool little thriller movie that came out. It's been MIA for years. I've had it on VHS. It's about Gary Busey. Basically, he's hiding up in this couple's attic, and he falls in love with the woman. And I don't know. I just always remember as a kid seeing this movie and always like loving it because the kid was like burning LJN figures. So I loved it and hated it. It used to like stress me out, but at the same time, I'm like, hey, look, there's wrestling figures in this movie. So I always remember that, but I haven't checked out the new Blu-ray. I haven't seen Hider in the House in a while, so it's been a bit. But it is one of those movies that's been very sought after because I think it's only had a VHS. So those are the type of movies I get most excited for. Knock Knock. Okay. Let's talk about it. I love that movie. Love Knock Knock. And yes, I know it's a remake of what's it called? I have it right here. That Grindhouse put it out. Whatever the hell it's called. Whatever the name of it. It's a remake of an older movie. I did a full review on that Blu-ray of 4K when it came out. But I love Knock Knock. I think it's cool. I think it's stressful. I really do dig that movie a lot. And I was going to get the 4K. I have the Blu-ray. But again, when I went on the site and I was buying some stuff, I was like, the artwork's pretty good. I like the chick, Ana de Almas, or whatever her name is there. She's dating Tom Cruise now, isn't she? Is that the same girl? I like her. She was in like Blade Runner and all that shit. And I like Keanu Reeves. So I really did like the movie. And I was going to buy the 4K, and I didn't. I said, I'm going to hold off on this. I want to see what this thing looks like when it comes out. And I saw people posting it today. I mean, I don't think the 4K is going to be that much better to spend that kind of money on that edition. And that thing, I don't know what they were doing. It's like half the width of like a fucking Blu-ray. It's like this thin digipack or whatever. I don't know what the heck design that was, but it looks like hell. So I'll probably not get it, even though I do love the movie. I'm kind of fine with my Blu-ray of it. But I do think it's a cool ass movie. I know a lot of people hate it. They think it's stupid, but I don't know. There's something about it that it's just, I laugh, but I'm super stressed at the same time. What? Bro, that is insane. What? Holy shit. What a score, man. Roofman. Is that a band or something? Oh, thanks, man. It's, the two that I just recently did it was like a no-brainer type situation. It kind of fell in my lap in a weird way. But the Nicotero one made some headlines, so it did open up a lot of opportunities, which you guys will see shortly on a couple things. So yeah, thank you guys. The best thing you guys can do is share it, like it, comment under it, watch it. Best thing you can do for if you want me to try to do more of those. And again, I'm going to be very picky on if I do them, who I'm doing them with. Like, I'm not just going to grab anybody. It's going to be something that I think is what you guys would want to see. Or I might be a little selfish and it's something I might want to do where other people might not care too much. But we'll see. There's a couple things lined up right now that you probably will see one drop maybe Saturday. That's the game plan. So we're just finalizing some stuff. So keep your eyes and ears open. Rob, what's up, man? What's up, gangsta? What the hell? What's up, gangsta? At work, had to say what's up, and I'm one of the goats. Man, I wouldn't say that, but I appreciate that so much. I try to put out unique content. I try to keep things as looking professional. I try to just keep things fresh. I try to find time to interact and create the community here that we have. So I'm working at it, man. I wish I had more time. That's the biggest thing. I work a job. I worked 12 hours today. I mean, I was at work at 4:40 in the morning and I got home about 6 o'clock. And now I'm here. So it's tough. It's not, I wish sometimes I wish I worked more from home and can do things on the side. And it's just tough. You know, if I want to go live some nights, that takes up a little bit of stuff that I want to record, and then I got to edit, so that takes up time too. And I don't have a desk job, so I can't do any of this at work. Like I can't edit at work or anything like that. So it's tough, but I appreciate it because I do try to keep this thing going, and you guys are really the engine of this ship here, for sure. So the more you guys interact, the more you guys come and hang around, watch the stuff, the more it motivates me to keep on rocking. So guys, thank you so much for that. And you guys have been hitting those hype buttons on the videos. I think that's been helping get more eyeballs on the product. So thank you guys, 100%. What? Daniel Stern got rushed to the hospital? Really? We don't need any more bad news, man. Rest in peace, Drew Struzan, by the way. Famous artist. Man, I have so many Drew Struzan prints. I don't know how sick he's been. I know he was sick, but like literally, unless someone else is running his social media accounts, he's been like over the last couple months, like really, like he likes all my stuff on socials. So unless it's like his wife or someone else running his page, it was weird because when I heard the news today, I'm like, wow, he just like 3 days ago was like commented under a picture or something on my Facebook group or something. And I was like, what? What a legend, dude. Legend. I have so many of his prints. I was going to think about trying to do some kind of Instagram post, but I have to pull them out and stuff and find them. But I mean, I've got Back to the Future, Back to the Future 2, Back to the Future 3, Goonies, Big Trouble Little China, Adventures in Babysitting, The Thing. Like, there's so much of his art that hangs or has hung in my movie room. Some of them are still up. Some of them are back in portfolios. So, I mean, I was going to try to maybe do a little collage of all the different prints of his that I have. A lot of them are signed by him. So what a legend. Rest in peace. It's so sad. And man, it's unfortunate. He's a, like I said, freaking legend as an artist. And you guys should definitely check out his work if you haven't. He says, why are malls closing down all over America and here in Australia are massive? Dude, I don't know. I think it's unfortunate. We're a weird society, man. We really are. I think, you know, Australia, Europe, some of these places do it better than we do, I think, with a lot of things. I wish we did have more places like that, you know. You know, we're very like at this point, like the new generation, I feel like everybody's very to themselves. Everybody's very like shut-ins almost. I don't know if people like the idea of going out in public and interact, for being forced to interact. And I don't know, man. It's weird. It's a very weird time, but it's good to see that it's booming because maybe there's hope. Maybe there's hope. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem, right? Jeff says, now that I run for Amazon packages, I can definitely say people love getting their stuff to their front door. I think traditional retail is becoming a nostalgia bait. And that's my fear, right? It could very well be. And I think, like I said, if some of these things happen, it might be exciting for a little while, and then people will go back to what's more convenient, right? Because it's hard, you know? Sometimes I look back and I'm like, how did I have all this time to go to the mall? I literally have no time to do anything. What the hell's going on, right? Like, it's wild. Even talking about the other day, and I know I was in a different part of my life. Like I was in college, working part-time, like, and I was talking about going to these movie stores every Tuesday and spending half the day at Circuit City, Best Buy, buying all these things. And I'm like, you know, when I go out now to a thrift store or whatever, I feel like I'm rushing. I'm like trying to get in and out as fast as I can to move on to the next thing I have to do that day. And it's like, sometimes I just wish I had a day that I could just go places and not worry about what time it was, where I need to be, you know, and just enjoy the moment. I think that's the problem, is we have trouble enjoying the moment. And to be quite honest with me, the reason this is so important to me and for you guys to be here and for this to become, you know, more, is because this is the only time in my life that I feel like I cannot be doing more than one thing. I'm a very, like, I'm doing 100 things at once. You know, so I'm stuck right here. I can't do anything. My phone is my camera. I can't even look at it. So this is huge for me, and hopefully you guys enjoy, you know, the product. Let me see. Hara Orman, man, thanks for being here. Bobby, Corey Feldman, Sci-Fi Demonic Souls. Yeah, that's a classic. Let's see. Yeah, 100%. The only manual pencil sharpeners being used in art classes, they use colored pencils. Oh, I'm way behind in the chat, ain't I? Dude, I didn't want to buy it. I really didn't. But after a couple times, like I was on the page, I was like, I'm gonna regret it if I don't. I'm gonna probably regret it if I don't. So yeah, it is on its way. It is on its way. The janitor would wheel the AV car to the class so you could watch Schoolhouse Rock. Carter Dention, what's up? Love the TV, love the ambient horror TV commercials, videos on your Instagram. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm trying again. I'm always trying to evolve and do some new content. So thank you for that, man. Appreciate that, dude. Movie Eddie, I haven't seen you in here before. You don't know what old is. I was in the You don't know what old is. He was in the AV club. See, I wasn't even in the AV club. I don't even think there was an AV club when I was there. What up, Steven? Hell yeah, man. Yeah, hopefully you checked out that video I did with which one did I do? Oh, the sequels, like the made for TV sequels to franchise I did with Joe Testa. Hopefully you guys check that out too. That's an older video I did probably a couple weeks ago. Katrina, what's up? Bog Zombie. Look at this actor extraordinaire. Garrett Rocks. What's on this picture here? Who is that? Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Guys, some new people in the chat. Make sure you hit that subscribe, hit that like button. I don't know where we're at. I cannot see likes. But if everybody in the chat hits like, we've already hit the goal of 100 tonight. So let's do that. Look at this. My man Eli, he knows. Don't forget to slash the like. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It is Lionheart in the back. You got it. So this is funny, and I was gonna do a post about this on my YouTube, but I was like, eh. And if you're a content creator on YouTube, you totally will understand where I'm coming from here. Okay. Now I'm going to say this. This month marks year 5 of me doing this. Year 5, which I can't even believe it's been that long. So this is my 5th year. I started October 2020. This is my 5th year on YouTube. And I said this, I've talked to a lot of people over the last couple of years that have like, oh, I'd really like to get into it, or, hey, I have a YouTube channel. Do you have any advice? And, a lot of times it's most people say to me, I want to do it. I have a great collection, but I'm nervous in front of the camera. I don't know. And I just say, jump in. You're going to get better with time. And I will say, because of what I do for work, I'm in front of people all day, crowds of people, one-on-one, all different ages. During the pandemic, I was doing virtual coaching. I was doing classes. I was doing it on camera, right? So I had to kind of be, who I am here, like talk to people through this. I teach classes of 30 people at points. So, I have to be the center of attention. I used to do pro wrestling. So, I had to be a character that came out in front of an audience. There was a period of time in my life where I was trying to be on reality TV. So I've been in situations before where I had to kind of be in front of a camera or in front of people. Also too, for fitness, I was on a morning show before COVID hit, where I'd go like on like a morning news show, talk about fitness tips and stuff. So like I was in a studio, live on television, like that morning. So like, these are all things that I've done in the past. So when I started this channel, never was it me being nervous in front of a camera. I felt like, to me, it actually felt pretty natural. My biggest issue was figuring out the right camera, the lighting, what looks professional. Like that was the stuff I was trying to figure out. But no matter how comfortable I thought I was, going back and watching some of my old videos is so awful to me. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. What am I talking about? Where am I looking? It was like the angles of the camera were weird. I'm looking over here, like I thought I was fine. But now looking back, I'm like, man, like the more you do this, the more you grow in how you do this and how you say things and how you do things and your setups and all that stuff. Like you can see the evolution of the channel throughout the first, X amount of years. Like This studio wasn't always the studio. I built this because I felt like the channel and the brand was moving forward. So I was like, all right, I want to evolve and I want to make this better and whatever. But with that being said, the Friday 13th collection is now out of print from Scream Factory. That was the first video I ever did, was when I got that release. And I was going to post it saying 5 years earlier, this release had just come out. And this was my first video on YouTube, was unboxing the Friday the 13th box set from Scream Factory. That was the first video I ever did on YouTube. If you guys want to go back and watch it, you can. I was going to post it and say, you know, with the news of it out of print, this was actually my first YouTube video ever. But when I went back and looked at it, I was like, ugh, it was not good. But if you want to go back in time and check it, you can. But I was hesitant about posting it because I'm like, it's just watching some of those old early videos to me is just a little bit like off. So, wow, I'm way behind. Yes, the movie was Death Game that Knock Knock was a remake of. What up, Danny? Have I seen The Surfer? I haven't. That's the Nick Cage one, right? I don't have Enemy Territory. I do not. Knock Knock packaging looks like the butt. I'm a cheerleader 4K packaging. That was Lionsgate as well, but not Lionsgate Limited. I don't know what's I'm a cheerleader. I don't know what that is. Is that a movie or T Riddle? What's up? Thanks for being here, man. The Greg Nicotero house tour interview blew my mind. That blew my mind. What the heck am I doing at 4:30 in the morning? I'm a fitness coach, so our first class in the morning starts at 5. No. This was there's a 4:40 in the morning now. 4:40 a.m., brother. Oh, wow, I'm way behind. Yeah, Drew Struzan, rest in peace. I just talked about him. My favorite poster's got to be Back to the Future, probably. Sean, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm just being real, man. Did I watch? Oh, That's Your City. I did. I watched the pay-per-view. Yeah, I didn't see Raw, but I heard it was pretty cool. What are you guys talking about? Debbie Does Dallas. What up, Ben Grimm? Thanks for being here, man. Yeah, I mean, that might be the problem. Yes, he did, and he said it too. He goes, "I got that from Drew." So what a wild turn of events. So you're from Australia too? Wow, how many people from Australia in here too? Jesus. Horror House Online, what's up? What movie do you have the most copies of? Mine is Stephen King's It. I have about 20 different. Holy shit. That's insane. I don't know. We're going to be doing for the Anchor Bay Archives podcast, we were going to be doing history of Halloween from Anchor Bay. And I literally have like 12 copies of Halloween just from Anchor Bay. So I think that could be up there as the most, maybe. That's just the first movie. So it's wild. And I only, I don't have a lot of overseas releases. But Anchor Bay was pumping out Halloween like all over the place back then. Oh wow. Yeah, we have Chuck E. Cheese still, but it was more popular when I was a kid. Do you know what's funny? I go to Walmart all the time, but Best Buy I haven't really been to since they stopped with physical media. You know. I do sleep. It's hard, man. Trust me, something always takes a back seat, unfortunately. What up, Spooky? I did not. I might. I do have the Scream Factory Blu-ray. I did not buy the 4K yet. I may get it. I haven't really seen any reviews on it. But let me know how it is. Bushwhacked. I think I just got that not too long ago because someone recommended it to me. Let me see. Yeah, that's true. The movie theater is full focus. I agree. I'm focused there. If I don't fall asleep. I have a tendency to do that. It's like when my body has to shut down and not do anything, it just wants to go to sleep. So that's why I'm always busy because I can't stop or I pass out. Um, but I don't go to the theater a lot. I wish I did. And you know what? I don't want the theaters to go away, but I'm not helping it either. So that's on me. I don't go to the theater a lot. Chris, what's up? Uh have you been getting it? Nah, I bought some stuff from TerraVision, but I don't remember what it was. I'm still waiting for like student bodies. What the hell did I buy? I bought a couple things, but I didn't buy a lot from them. It's funny because like most of the stuff they're releasing, like I have it. Like I bought the Shoestring volume 2, but most of the stuff they release, I have it in some of the format. So I did, unless it's something I really like, I'm not buying it. Yeah, dude. So Tobin's going to be doing the Power Rangers. Yeah, I'm excited to see that too. 67 likes, but I'm way behind in the chat, so hit it up. You know what? I was thinking the same thing when they said they were going to put that out when it was going out of print. I'm like, ooh, I wonder if there's a 4K box set coming, and that's why they got to do this. But I think it has to do mostly with the movie, like of the new movie, maybe. What up? What up? I did, yeah. I knew that was going to happen eventually. So I would keep my ears and eyes open. Let me see. So I was in the top 20 to be on the Real World Key West, and it got to a point where I was like ready to quit my job, like because you know you move on from interview to interview and interview, and I was in the final top 20 picks where they picked, what is it, 7 people. But yeah, that was one, and then that didn't happen, and then I was close again to get on a challenge show called Fresh Meat. It was like the Real World Road Rules challenge, but they brought on like newbies in instead of using like old cast members. So that was another one. And then Tough Enough was another one that I was working towards. Um, yeah, the Real World almost happened. The Real World was close. And I even to this day think I could have screwed myself over on that one because we had to sign like these really extensive contracts. They sent me to New York and I had to do like a filmed interview at like on like this penthouse of like some hotel. And they were going to use that like on the first episode, like they were going to use clips from that interview when they were introducing the cast and stuff. And one of the things they told us not to do was like tell anybody like what the hell was going on. And stupid me like was like wrote a little blog post about kind of my experience on MySpace at the time. And I don't know if they ever saw it, but a part of me kicks myself in the ass thinking that maybe they did. And that screwed me over. I don't know. But you know what's funny is if you guys are familiar with the show, when you look at Key West and you know how they pick like different kind of people, I really look at that and say, okay, my role would have probably been the role of the guy Johnny Bananas, who's actually made a really good career for himself. But when you look at that cast and I said to myself when it happened, I'm like, okay, who would I have been here? And that to me would have been probably my role if for whatever reason I got picked instead of him. I just do have a feeling, but who's to say? I mean, it was kind of it was a thing. I tried it, didn't happen, and we moved on. Time does move fast, and I thank you so much for being here all this time. Room Raiders, remember that thing? What up, Genetic? Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys popping in here. This is great. Do I think the Paramount? I don't think so. I think what they're going to do is I think Paramount Presents will like. I have a feeling if we get a Paramount Presents 3, you're going to see you're going to see Red Eye, and you're going to see Zodiac in it. Now, as far as what else, I don't know, but I just have a feeling. I just bought those 2 on 4K. I've been waiting because I'm like, if they do another set, these will be in there. I just bought them. I have a feeling if we get another set, they'll be in there because they've been kind of struggling. Like they were like a high price, and then they're kind of like teetering down in price. And I'm like, you watch, they're going to probably put another set out, throw these 2 in there. I do think we're going to get another set. Dino says it's not easy to get people to love your content because you and 3 other content creators have something special that makes you feel like a friend. Well, thank you, man. I mean, that's a goal. It's creating a community. Now, again, I have to do this kind of stuff for a job in a sense too, so it's not something I'm not used to, and how important it is to have a community of people and make, you know, and to come off that way, not come off like you guys don't matter. Of course you do. And like I said, when I go to conventions, if anybody sees me, like, do not hesitate. Come up and say what's up, and you know, I'll be happy to talk to you. Anybody that's met me before or came up to me, it's been great. So I'm glad you feel that way. And yeah, it's hard. There's so many people out there doing similar content. So the fact that people come in here means a lot, you know. Thanks, man. Oh, 100% he is. and he can like, if he wants it, he can make it, right? That's what's crazy. Do I have a superhero collection? Like, movies a little bit, but I'm not the biggest superhero movie fan. So like, I have a lot of older ones. I don't have a lot of the newer ones. Thank you. Yeah, definitely check that one out. I appreciate that. Wow, guys, I did pick up Miss 45. I am getting Freaked. It should be here soon. I saw that. So of course Jason's getting released all over the place now on freaking Black Ops and all that shit. It's wild. Wow, 31 copies of Evil Dead. That's a lot. I did order Gator Bait. I have the DVDs, but I did order the set. West, I mean, that was my goal tonight, is hopefully to get some new people in here. What's the inside update scoop of Fright Night? I do have a little bit of inside scoop with Fright Night 2, but I can't tell you. So I'm sorry. But you know, it is going to come out next year, but I would assume sooner than later. We're almost at the tail end of the year, so you know, keep your eyes and ears open. There is movement on it. So Glenn, what's up? Do you think Paramount scares less? Oops, I already answered that. I don't. I do not. Oh, 100%. I haven't watched it in a long time. Yeah, so that was the season, Fresh Meat. That was the one that I was. So it went Key West, top 20 didn't make it. Got a call back to go back and to try to get on Fresh Meat. So I tried that. Didn't make that either. Yes, I am. What up, Killing Time? All right. Thanks, Jeff. I want to get to everybody. But I do want to open some of this. So hold on. Let me just see really quick. I want to try to get to some people that haven't been in here because it's a different time. So this is, what up, Jack? Jack says, sup. Second, I've considered starting a channel. It's weird talking to camera alone. Yeah, that's why, to be honest, lives for me are so much easier. So much easier. Dex, I appreciate that, man. I do have a lot of movies. I will say that. That might set me apart in some aspects. I do have a lot of shit. Which is, I don't know, dude. I've got thousands. But that's what I think can keep the content fresh. And I've been trying to kind of focus on, man, I've got so much of this stuff and I've been around doing this for a long time. Like, I love listening to talks and memories, and maybe other people do too. So that's why I've been focusing a lot on maybe like some old school horror stuff, like old editions, trying to keep physical media alive that way. And here and there, I'll do some new stuff, but you know, it's hard when you've got 10 channels all talking about the same thing. You know, I want to try to, you know, be a little bit different. So that's why I don't do a ton of reviews on new product. Unless I think it's really special. So I will be doing a review on Freaked, so you can get ready for that. The Nesting or Necromancer. I actually like both of those movies. I'd probably say, I would say Necromancer for me, even though I do think Nesting's a better movie, but I think I have more fun with the other. Wait, am I caught up? Hold on a second. Let's see. Oh, I did. Perfect. All right. So I'm caught up. So guys, thank you for being here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little unboxing. I'm going to tell a little story. I got 2 unboxings to do. Now listen to this. And I know the guy was in here because I saw him earlier, but listen how crazy this is, right? So as you guys know, 2 things. I co-host a podcast called the Anchor Bay Archives. where we talk about old Anchor Bay releases, special ones, you know, because Anchor Bay, in my opinion, was like the precursor to all this cool shit we see today. Scream Factory, Vinegar Syndrome. Like Anchor Bay was the ones that started getting a lot of these cult classics and horror movies to the mainstream. Like these studios weren't doing that as much. And not only that, but Anchor Bay were ones that were really shooting for outside the box releases with things like those tin cases. They did like a wood box. Like they were really trying to change the game in physical media collecting and make it more of like a collecting, limited edition stuff. Like they really were front runners when it came to that stuff. And, you know, if you're a horror physical media collector for a long time, you're going to know how important Anchor Bay was. So doing the podcast and going back in time and talking about these releases, the history of the company, and having people who worked for the company come on the show and talk about these releases. They were there, they designed it, you know, all these different things has just been really cool. We've had other people reach out to us that worked at Anchor Bay and said, hey, listen, like, can we get on the show? We'd love to do this. We'd love to talk about that. And it's great. And I hope to have everybody on at some point. But, you know, if all of a sudden now there's 7 people that used to work for Anchor Bay and we're there to talk about a topic, it's just going to become an Anchor Bay back room of 2006. And everybody's going to be telling 100 stories. It's going to be a 3-hour stream and we're not going to get anything done. So, you know, that's what we're going to kind of try to be careful for. But it's been super cool to hear these stories. Like I said before, I love hearing stories. There's an Anchor Bay documentary coming out, so we're going to be talking about that as well soon. So you guys get ready for an episode talking all about that, which is going to be pretty cool. And then Anchor Bay, there's a new Anchor Bay now, kind of trying to get their feet wet again. And there might be some news coming from me with that as well, which I can't say anything yet, but it's going to be cool as hell if the time comes. So definitely keep your eyes and ears and open for that. But with that being said, I go on eBay and I try to round out some of my Anchor Bay collection. And you'll be surprised, Anchor Bay DVDs are raising in value. Now, I don't know if it has to do with the fact that we talk about them and I'm doing DVD videos. I don't know. When we did the podcast, I did say I wouldn't mind this podcast resurging the love for some of these old editions, making them more sought after again. So finding good prices on Anchor Bay stuff is not easy anymore. It really isn't. It's not like I'm getting these for a couple bucks. But anyway, I'm always looking. And I'm also doing a video series talking about hard to find DVDs from back in the day. And I came across a DVD that was very, very rare, very, very valuable back in the DVD days. It's not as valuable now because it has other editions, especially right now. We've already talked about it today. So this isn't a pretty still kind of expensive release, but I found a good price and I bought it. Okay. Now I'm opening the box now. I cut it before the show started. So I purchased this item and I get a message from the seller. Now, this has never happened before. And this is just another one of those things where it's wild to me on the reach you can have on a platform like this. First time it's ever happened. I get a message. Is this Born to be Rad? ? I respond back. Yes, sir. They respond back. I see you, Tabano. They respond back and they say, oh my God, dude, I knew it was you. It said Garrett and I saw what state I was shipping it to. And I was like, it's gotta be him. It was an Anchor Bay title. And I said, yeah, man, it's me. And he goes, oh my God, I love your stuff. I'm going to refund you the money. I'm going to send you this for your collection. I'm going to add some stuff to the box. So wild. First time that's ever happened before. And that was from a gentleman named Rob, who was in here earlier. I saw him. And he gave me a little note and it says, thanks for the great videos. Enjoy, Rob. Now I had met Rob at when I hosted the screening for Return of the Living Dead in Salem. Rob was there in the audience and I hosted it with the Spooky Picture Show podcast. We hosted it together. I met Rob that night, and he's been showing up to the live shows, been watching the videos, and he just happened to be selling something I wanted. And this is how that kind of all turned out. So the item that I bought, we talked about it earlier, is the DVD of Freaked from Anchor Bay Entertainment. Now, this is the original Freaked with the old boat logo. See that boat logo, the old school one? So here's a story on Freaked. This was a super rare, hard to find DVD. Then Anchor Bay came out with a Blu-ray right before they went out of business. I have the Blu-ray as well from Anchor Bay. This was the one everybody wanted back in the day, and now there's a 4K coming from Umbrella. So I'm going to do my best to do a comparison video between DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K when I get it. I wanted this because I am doing a video series talking about hard to find DVDs. This will definitely be on there. But check this out, how wild this is for back in the day. This is old. This is like, what, 2005? Now look what they did. Slip covers weren't really a big thing then. They did a slip, the clear slip with the cover, and then underneath was like was this. So like if you lost the slip for this, like you have no title anywhere. It's a weird design. I don't really like it, but when you add the slip to it, I think it's rad as hell. But if you lost the slip, you're up shit's creek. So how cool is that? That you have this, and then underneath is this thing. Now I haven't even looked in this yet, so I never owned this one. All right, so it's 2 discs, pretty cool. You got the insert in here in a little book. So it's a really cool release, and I'm glad to finally have it in my collection. I never could get my hands on it back in the day. So the first time I ever owned Freaked was on DVD. It was on Blu-ray from Anchor Bay. So now I have this. So Rob, thank you so much. Yeah, see, like 100%. That was a grail, man, back then. You know. And back then a lot of people did toss the slips for sure. Now he sent me some other things that I didn't ask for, but he said, "Hey man, I'm going to put some more stuff in the box." And I said to him, "Do you got any Anchor Bay?" He goes, "I don't know. I'll see what I can do." So this is one of those Anchor Bay drive-ins. I don't own this one. This is Circus of Horrors and Theater of Death, Christopher Lee. So I don't own this one. So that's cool. I don't know what the hell this is. It's Anchor Bay. This is going to be old. 2002 Anchor Bay. Tell me if anybody knows this. Get out your handkerchiefs. What is this? What is this? Oh, Rob's right here. What's up, dude? Thank you so much, man. This is making my day right now. What is this? Makes you feel unreasonably happy. Dude, I'm telling you, I've never seen this movie. I've never heard of it. But it's Anchor Bay, bro. So I gotta check it. Oh, what the hell? What is this? Is this about me? Diva? What? Anchor Bay? It's got the little boat. Diva? I've never even heard of this. Never heard of this. What year did this come out? This is going to be an oldie. 2000? What you guys know about Diva? What you know about Diva? Wow. These are some deep cuts, man. Look at this. Look at that artwork right there. That artwork's sweet. Look at that. Never even heard of this. Wow, you're totally what's this one? You're stumping me right here, man. Another Anchor Bay, Death Before Dishonor. Look at this. Whoa, these are classics, man. Fred Dreyer. Look at that. Look at the little boat. Wow. I love it, man. Damn. Oh, I have this. I could use this as a giveaway. Does anybody need this? Unless this is something different. No. Anybody need Legend of Boggy Creek? I've got this. DVD and Blu-ray. Anybody need Legend of Boggy Creek out there? Let me know. And here's another drive-in. These are cool. I think I have this one. This is Cannibal Man and Mountain of the Cannibal God. I think I have this one. But this is one of those drive-in ones. Sweet. So again, rounding out the Anchor Bay collection. Look at this. Some old school ones. Look at you got all the little boats. That's the boat you're going to look for on the shelf right there. Look at how nice that is. The little boat at the bottom. How money. Bro, thank you so much, man. 100%. Let me know if you find any more Anchor Bay stuff, and I'll be happy to buy a lot from you of the stuff I don't have. Oh, no way. I didn't know that. You can't sell Boggy Creek on eBay because of copyright issues, so I figured you might know someone who needs it. Yeah, if anybody needs Boggy Creek, let me know. I'll be happy to do a giveaway for this thing. I didn't know that about that. I know you couldn't sell it. All right. So that is let me see. Billy Boston. Billy Boston. Are you from Boston, bro? Yeah, we could probably make that happen. But yeah, man, thank you so much. And again, like I said, that message on eBay was mind-blowing to me. What a small world. I do have another box here. Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna give a little shout out first because I already opened this. I don't know if he's gonna be in the chat. And his name is Geo. His name is Geo. That's all I know. He messaged me on Instagram and he said, hey man, I'm about to, this is how crazy it is. Hey man, love your content. I want to send you a gift. I probably will delete my Instagram after this message. No need to shout me out. Okay. But his name was Geo. That's all I know. So again, with a with a sketchy message like that, I was like, okay. But he did send me something cool as hell. And it's already opened. Oh, look at this. Of course I did, man. Strand, Lupo's, Met Cafe. I went to all of those. I was big into the hardcore scene back in the 90s. Look at this, dude. You guys are killing it. All right, check it. Look what he got me, dude. Look at this. A NECA Leatherface like poster figure. Look at this. This is from Geo. How sweet. They're doing some of these. Like I saw a RoboCop one. How sick. You get the Leatherface from the poster with the blue. This is wild. So thank you, Geo, if you're watching this, man. I don't know if you deleted your Instagram already, but this is sick. This is dope. And it's like, look at the thickness of the box. So like, it's a great display piece too. The other thing I don't like about NECA is that they have to put these little hooks on the top. I hate this. I wish these weren't here. I don't like it. But this is dope. For sure. The blue shirt Leatherface from the poster. So cool, man. So Gio, thank you if you're checking this out on the replay or now for that. I appreciate that. No wonder why you couldn't find it on eBay. you must have been like, this thing, I can't find it. It's so out of print. Now I got another package from Mel at My Killer Podcast. Club Babyhead, dude. Hell yeah. How about the keg room? Club Hell. I used to go to Club Hell. Hold on, I'm gonna open this box over here. All right, so I got a package from Mel Ski at My Killer Podcast over there. Oh, she was sending me surprises. Oh yeah. Look at this. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. There we go. There we go. All right, so what's funny, Antonis, I see you over there, man. What's up? What's up? I have this. I think I did a review on it or something. Bro, we don't have strawberry Fanta here. I've got all the other ones. We don't have this one. I've looked everywhere. We don't have a single strawberry. I don't care if it's bottle, cans, nothing. I don't know why. We just don't sell them. We have grape, orange, sugar, like zero sugar orange. We have the Michael Myers yellow, but this one didn't exist. So the fact that she was able to get me this was awesome. So thank you, Mel. And actually, she did say that she found me a bottle too. So I think that's on the way. Oh, your buddy Jay was a Conan O'Gara. That's so funny. But yeah, I don't know why we don't have strawberry Fanta here. Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense on why we wouldn't have this here? But I'm glad to have the can. So yeah, it's strange. I don't know why we don't have that flavor. But speaking of that, I'm gonna give you guys a little insider scoop right here. Now, this is how YouTube works sometimes. There's been videos I've done that I've scrapped for one reason. There was a video series I did called Are You Afraid of the Dark Revisited? I did with my brother and his wife, and I loved it. We did live commentary for Are You Afraid of the Dark videos. We reviewed them. We did about 4 or 5 episodes, and 4 of them got flagged, and we couldn't put them up because it literally said like it'll be blocked in the US. So like even if I put them up, like nobody in the States could see them. I don't even know if I can put them on members only. Maybe I can. I don't know. But there's one episode that made it through. So you guys can check that out called Are You Afraid of the Dark Revisited. So we had to scrap the series because we couldn't figure it out without it getting copyrighted. We've got something coming out soon about that. We're going to try to bring it back and just do it a different way because I think it was the idea that we had like the video in the corner of the screen and we were reacting to it. I guess it's just probably was just too much. So is that Freak Show? No, this is the Grabber from Black Phone. Yo, what's up, tribe? I see you in here. You got to be in the hood to get the strawberry. Maybe. I swear, dude, I've looked everywhere. Gas stations, supermarkets, nothing. No strawberry. So anyway, long story short, sometimes you do videos and you sit on them for a while or you scrap them or something happens, you can't use them. I have videos in the can that I've done that I haven't put out yet because like something will happen. Like one video will catch and then I want to do something similar. So I put that one on the back burner. So it's tough, man. It's tough. But anyhow, this video that I'm going to talk about right now is probably maybe going to go to members only on the channel. Maybe we'll put it out. I don't know. But if you guys don't know Slice, that soda from the 80s and 90s is back. You could find this at Target. You could find this at supermarkets. Okay. It's the same, but they added, it says healthy soda, right? So it's sugar-free. And they added prebiotics and probiotics for gut health. Now, actually, sorry, it's got 5 grams of sugar, but they added prebiotics and probiotics for gut health. I think Coke is going to do this too. So I don't know if this is like a new thing to try to get soda to be a little bit healthier in certain ways. I don't know. But it's supposed to be good for gut health. So like it says on it, the healthy soda. But Slice, look at how retro this is right here. How cool is that logo? It just brings me back to back in the day when Slice was around on a regular basis, right? So we were sent a big box of Slice of all different flavors as basically a trial pack before they hit the stores. This is going back to like, I don't know, this was like in June or something. And we recorded a video doing a taste test of all the different ones. It was my brother, I, and his wife. And my brother's in a band called Lame Genie. You guys can look them up. And they're pretty big in their niche of music. They do video game heavy metal covers. And they headline a lot of these like video game conventions. So they'll play, like they'll headline conventions. So like he toured through August, September, July, whatever. So like he never got to, he likes to edit the videos we do together because he does it with all the special equipment. So like that video is still not done. And the problem now is like we had that done before these even hit the shelves, and now they're everywhere. So I'm like, do we even put them out? Do we even put this video out? Because we're literally talking about it like, oh, you should see these soon. And, you know, we're getting an early taste test, and it's kind of null and void now. It was a fun video, but I'm like, it's so far gone now. And there's another video him and I recorded in, like, this is before I went to Kansas City, and it's still not out. And I think we might just scrap that one too. But how crazy is that though? That we literally did a taste test of these like months before these hit the shelves, and we never put it out. But I'm going to tell you, I mean, it's pretty good. It doesn't taste different for being a prebiotic soda. But yeah, I just thought that was something funny because I had the can sitting here, and then we talk about the soda cans over here, and I figured I would just throw that out there. That you guys, if you're a member of the channel, you might see that pop through, because I don't know if I'm going to release it. It's just too far gone as far as timing at this point. Have I heard from Nicotero? No. I mean, I emailed him because I had to send him something. So I emailed him like a couple days after the interview, and he said, thanks. You know, it was great going on, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying not to bother him because I know he's been doing a lot of stuff. He was at New York Comic-Con and stuff like that. So he's got a new show coming out. So I haven't like talked to him really after that interview, except for that, just that quick exchange. But like he said, he would be happy to come on. I just think it's one of those things that I don't want to overdo something unless there's something to talk about. So, you know, I'm going to feel it out, especially with the Jason Universe thing. Kind of see what the next move is with that, and then kind of see if he wants to talk about it, because that part of the interview is what made headlines, is when he talked about, listen, they slapped my name on the mask. I didn't create the mask. I created the physical version of a mask that they gave me that they already rendered digitally. And I think that was a big controversy because every time it hit the news, it was like Nicotero designed it, right? So everybody was like, well, what did Greg do? Just like throw it in AI? But he actually confirmed on my show exclusively. And I think he's done another show since then, and they asked him about it again. But after he came on my show, it actually got into, it was on Joe Blow and Friday13th.com and all these different sites, I think Dread maybe, and talking about the interview. So I appreciate anybody that is involved with those news sites that reposted the interview. I appreciate it so much and wrote an article on it. But that was the big, out of the whole interview, like that was the piece that kind of, it didn't go viral, but it was the piece that people caught on to, is that, holy shit, he really wasn't the designer of this. He was just the creator of the physical version of what the render was. And I think that was where people were very kind of confused. And they slapped his name on it, he said in the interview, because they knew that people would be more interested knowing that Nicotero was involved. Yeah, it does kind of remind me of that. Sure. Greg Nicotero, yeah. You can check out the interview I did with him. It's fantastic. It was out of this world, in my opinion. Let's see, guys. I could do that with the other one. Just type in Joe Blow, Greg Nicotero, Jason Mask. It probably should come up. That would be one to look for. Friday13th.com, Greg Nicotero, Jason Mask, like Born to Be Rad or something. Like any of those in Google, it'll probably pop up. If you actually, you know what? Find me on Facebook. Find me on Facebook at Born to Be Rad. Like the page if you're on Facebook. And then I reposted all the news articles that came out. So if you go to my page, I should have reposted them, I think, on there. Mikara, I have not really tried, but I could get Linnea Quigley probably pretty easy. I have a friend who is like one of her best friends. And so much so that when we did the Radpack year anniversary show or whatever it was, Linnea Quigley did a little opening segment saying, you know, this is Linnea Quigley and you're watching the Radpack podcast. She sent that to me. So I could easily get Linnea. but I would have to have a reason. Like I have to, I mean, of course we could talk about our career for sure. But like I said, I want to try to make the interviews about stuff you guys wouldn't have seen on 1,000 other interviews. I do know she's got the new Return of the Living Dead coming out. I mean, I'm sure that's something I could probably bring up. But if it's something you guys want, I could probably do it. For sure. I would just have to really buckle down and be like, okay, what are the things I want to know? What are the things that would make for good conversation? Let's see. But yeah, Linnea, I mean, just let me know in the comments, guys. I mean, if it's something you guys really want, I can try for it. I'm not saying it's 100% guarantee, but there's a pretty good chance, for sure. But there is going to be hopefully another interview dropping this weekend if you guys want to check out. Oh, that's over? She's not even doing that anymore? That's wild. Wow. That is funny. I didn't realize that. I really did. I really didn't. So anyway, let's dive back into the box. Let's dive back into Mel's box. All right, we got some VHS tapes. Is there more? Oh, there is. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Send me some VHS tapes. Dirty Work. Woo! This is mint, dude. This is a nice one. I don't know if I have that. I might have Dirty Work. Maybe. Oh, she knows me. Mr. Nanny, dude. Sick. Hogan. Heck yeah, kiddo. Oh, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Look at that, huh? A little Bram Stoker action. You know what's funny about this one? I've talked about this. I knew someone was going to call me out on saying that. As I was saying it, I'm like, people are going to say shit to me. I know they are. I'll talk about this really quick. I was never a fan of this movie until like last year. I always kind of thought it was okay. Like I wasn't really into the gothic aspect of it. It just wasn't my jam for a long time. And I wasn't even planning on buying the 4K, but I think it was Mel that was like, you got to try to watch it, like really rewatch it. Cause I had just seen Nosferatu at the time, the new one. So it's only been a recent. So it's like, all right, I'll get the 4K and rewatch it. I freaking loved it. I loved it. Loved this. I don't know why I gave it such a hard time for such a long time, but I absolutely loved it. Maybe it was because I saw Nosferatu and then I watched this and I mean, oh, this is how it's done right here. Oh, that's cool. Psycho 2. I have Psycho 3 on VHS. I don't have Psycho 2. Look at this cover. What is this? What? Oh, this is a Good Times release. Look at that lame cover, dude. What the fuck? Good Times always put out the most random shit. Look at little Perkins hanging out there. Oh, this is the best of the bunch. What? What is this? Live concert recordings for Skid Row? Holy shit. This is like one of my favorite bands ever. Look at this. This is insane. Big guns. Wow, this is sick. Thank you, kiddo. Woo. Got some VHSs. Is there anything else in here? Oh, no. We call it problem child. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh my god. So I'm gonna go from Skid Row to this. And I don't care what you guys say. I'm gonna lose people right now. People are gonna start jumping out of the stream. Look at this. She found me some New Kids on the Block magazines. What? Look at this. I ain't gonna get 11 more likes showing these. What? This is sick. Look at this. Remember these old magazines? Look at that. Fred Savage. What? Sick. Oh my God. This is nostalgia right here. Here's another one. Paula Abdul, Debbie Gibson. Look at this. Oh, I definitely lost three people. I lost 3. Look at this. This is some, and they're in plastic too. Where the heck did you find these? You didn't want these anymore, Mel, in your collection? Wow. You saw Skid Row in 89? Wow. See, everybody's leaving. Look it. Damn, you son of a guns. Well, guess what? Good news is that was it. Let's see. I love those mags. All right, hold on. Oh, yeah. What? Mel, so much stuff. It's not Christmas. Look at this. See, I'm going to bring the people back right now. I'm going to bring you guys back. Check it. Haunted Mask 2. Look at this. Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. Deep Trouble 2. Step by Step on vinyl was on clearance. Like now? Get me that. Look at this. I know, hell of a box is right. Wow. What a cool cover this one was, huh? The Shocker on Shock Street. What? Nice. Dude, look at this. Look at the Goosebumps books. Heck yeah. You know what it is? She knows I'm trying to round out my collection. I'm almost done. So thank you, kiddo. I think that might be it in here. That's it. Box is empty. They used to call you Doogie. I love it. One hell of a box. Vanderhoff's in the house. Says, what's up? I got my Hack-O-Lantern. Finally, you got some Hack-O-Lantern in your life. Weapons 4K. I know you did last summer. Steelbook. I didn't get Weapons, or I know you did last summer. I missed the Steelbook of Weapons, so I'm probably going to wait. As of right now, Weapons might be. It's probably my second favorite movie of the year. Horror movie, that is, at least. But I'm probably going to wait on it. If I come across a Steelbook, I'll probably get it. But if not, I'm just going to hope that another company will put out a cooler edition. I'm not going to get the slipcover one. I'll just wait and get it eventually another time. I know you did last summer. I'm not the biggest fan of that franchise, so probably won't get it. Oh, wow. I can tell you that right off the bat. Indiana Jones, I've never seen any of them. It's kind of a running gag around here. They were so big when I was a kid. You got to remember, guys, when New Kids on the Block were big, I literally was like 6. So to me, it was my first concert as a kid. I saw them with Tiffany. So I mean, it was huge for me back then. So it was always going to be a special, nostalgic place in my heart. And they're still killing it, dude. They're still killing it. I mean, talk about a band that got totally shit on after being on top of the world, left for a decade, came back, and now they're still rocking and rolling. I mean, it's impressive. Let's see. Yeah, hit that like, guys. Hit that like. What up, Will? Let's see. Look at that. Word up. That's the code. What? Your first concert was Milli Vanilli? I would have freaking loved that back then. I loved Milli Vanilli. That album was money back in the day. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big music guy. Not modern though. Like I never got into country, so like I know nothing about country. But I mean, as far as back in the day, like I mean, I liked everything. I was into hair metal, MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, New Kids on the Block, Milli Vanilli. Um, then as I got a little bit older, it was like, then I was into Guns N' Roses, Skid Row, Poison, Winger, Warrant. Then I got older and it was like, what was I listening to? Like, grunge was big, all those bands, and then it was into alternative and then hard rock. And then I started like around like the time that like Korn and Limp Bizkit came out, then I really started to get it more into the hardcore scene. So then it like really pulled away and I was like deep into the hardcore scene around here in New England for a while. And then, then I started to get a little bit older. I get out of the hardcore, not out of it, but I mean, I started transitioning. I started listening to more like, then like a lot of that screamo and shit came out. I was listening to a lot of that and like Coheed and Cambria and like as this Skylit Drive and, even Taking Back Sunday. I was listening to all that, Funeral for a Friend, Matchbox Romance, like all that shit. So I was very, very, and then I was going to a lot of nightclubs in college. So like I was really getting into hip hop around that time as well. And then obviously I went back in some of that classic hip hop as well too. So I'm like very versed in music. Up until a certain time. Like I'm very versed in music until probably 20, maybe like 2010 is really when I start kind of like not really knowing what's going on. But before that, from the 80s, 90s into the 2000s, I was very, very music heavy for sure. Um, Let me see. It's always great to hear. I come from a family of musicians, and I'm the only one that never really took it on. So, like I said, my brother is a musician. He's in a band. My brother's always been in bands. My brother has a recording studio at his house. He records other bands. He creates music videos. I mean, he's always been there. My father is a musician. He's always been in bands my whole life. Um, my uncle's a musician, and it's always been around me. I tried guitar for a while. I tried singing for a while. My brother's band at one point needed a singer, and I was going to fill in, but it never ended up working out. But I tried guitar. My parents bought me a guitar for like in eighth grade, and my patience level wasn't there for it. I tried, and it was one of those things where I was like, unless I can play all my favorite songs within like 2 weeks, I was like done. I was out. So I never had the patience to continue with it. But I come from a family of musicians, so music was always huge here for me. Oh God, what what nightclubs? All right, so Club Hell, Keg Room, Complex, Strand, Lupo's. I think one of them was called Diesel. Naissance. There was more, man. There was so many around here. Oh, what was the big one? Ultra. Ultra was a big one. Yeah, man. I was every Thursday, Friday, Saturday through my 20s in college. I was there every weekend. Um, Gi what do you say? Give what a listen, JJ Wild? What am I supposed to give a listen to? The new music? Um it's not that I just I don't have time. Like I listen to it, but like again, the only I have it on at work, so I hear stuff, but I couldn't tell you who is what half the time. So a lot of times I'll put on like hair band playlists and shit like that. So as far as what I'm big into, I'm big into synthwave now. Like I've been into that since like 2015. Midnight, all those bands. La Cassette was the first one that I ever heard like that, and I was like mind blown. So I'm into all that stuff. Love all that stuff. So that's like the most modern type music I'm into. Country, I can't get into it. It's the only real genre I can't. Hard rock and rock, like I don't hear it anymore. I don't even think it's really as big as it was when I was a kid. I don't listen to like Taylor Swift or any of that stuff. And I don't know what else is out there. Hip hop, I guess. Um, Club Hell, that was my jam, baby. Yo, kid, I just opened your box. Fuck is wrong with me? Thank you so much. Oh man. Fetish Night Wednesday's a club. Hell yeah. Then we used to go to the I used to go see concerts at it was called the Living Room. Remember that place? We used to call there and be like, listen to the concerts, and he's like, every Thursday night is energy, techno and dance. What's on the TV? Lionheart, baby. Just listen to new music, man. Anything. I mean, sure, if it pops on, like, I don't know what else is. All I hear is country. But I said I listen to synthwave. Listen to that. I don't know what I mean. Again, a lot of people could say I listen to bad music. I listen to like really heavy stuff, and people that I'm around is like, shut this off. It sucks. I don't know. I like it. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I've been on a while though. Shit. Been on an hour and a half. I finished the Nightmare box set. Yeah. Oh, did you really? That's awesome, man. All right. What else do I got to show tonight? All right. The only other thing I'm just going to go through is a quick haul of stuff that I picked up, and then we're done. Dance with the Dead. I like them. Hell yeah. All right. You guys are gonna all go to bed. I went on early so I could be done early. So let's do this. I did pick this up, and the only reason I picked this up is because it was a limited exclusive, and because this is the first one of this design we're ever going to see. And that is the Hot Topic exclusive of the new Jason Funko. Now, I'm not a big Funko collector. I have some. But I thought, from a collector purpose, if these things remain of any kind of value, maybe this one will hold value because it's limited. It's like this Scare Fair Hot Topic exclusive. And it's the first time we get to see this new design, which on the pop, it actually doesn't look terrible. So I figured, what the heck? I might as well try to snag it before it sells out. So I ended up getting that. All right, what I get. Oh, check this out. Look at this. Boom. Look at this limited edition Frankenberry. This is felt, guys. This is a furry cover. It's so soft. Look at that. Sick, huh? Now, listen, I know for a fact my sister-in-law is not going to watch this. So, guys, we're going to do a video on Halloween cereals, and I bought her one of these to surprise her because she loves Frankenberry. So, be on the lookout for that. She doesn't know. She won't be watching this, so don't worry. But I got her one that I'll give to her on that show. All right. Let's get into some movies, and then we can get the heck out of here. All right, I picked up the new Steelbook Rocky Horror Picture Show. Always a fun movie to watch around Halloween. People said this is a good release. They said there's stuff on here that we haven't got before, either maybe some kind of audio track or something. So that's cool. I got Platoon in the sales that Scream Factory did. I actually didn't have this on 4K. I only had it on DVD, and then after watching the Charlie Sheen doc, I was like, "Fuck, you know what? I need to upgrade that." So I ended up getting the 4K on the Scream Factory sale. I got it dirt cheap too. I think it was like $12 or something. Now I bought this because I've said 100 times I've never seen this, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll get this, and it'll force me to like sit down and like just dive into this damn thing. And that's the Chucky series. The full series on Steelbook. Now, the reason I felt comfortable enough buying this is because the show's done. It's over. So it's not like I'm going to buy this and then it's going to be like another season. So at some point, maybe I'll dive into this and just watch it. The reason I didn't watch it is because I didn't want to get too much Chucky, that I wouldn't be excited for anything new. But F it, I just said, what the heck? Like, let's go for it. And I don't know when I'm going to dive into this, but Figured I'd grab it. It's pretty cool. Steelbook, everything's in here. I'd rather have it housed in a situation like this than a big chunky box set for these things. But yeah, we only need 2 more likes to get to 100. Guys, hit those up if you haven't. I did grab Night of the Juggler. I have never seen this. I've never seen this movie, and I haven't watched it yet either. So this is going to be on my list of things to check out. Everybody says great things about it. They've always said great things about it. I just never owned it. So definitely one I'm going to check out soon. I've been doing DVD related. I've been doing DVD related videos talking about hard to find DVDs, and I talked about this one, and I didn't even realize this had a Blu-ray. And somebody's like, "Oh, that has a Blu-ray with like extra cuts of the movie," and I was like, "No way!" So I picked it up. It's from Kino. It's Death Machine. There is 3 cuts of the movie on here, which is wild because I didn't even know this was out. I thought this was stuck on DVD forever. So that's cool. So I ended up getting that. Thanks for the recommendation on whoever it was that watched that video of hard to find DVDs that recommended, hey, I didn't know if you knew, but Death Machine does have a cool Blu-ray with all these different cuts. So that's pretty cool. And then if you guys didn't know, I'm also doing Hammer Halloween. If you guys didn't check that stream out, I did it with Daniel from the Cobwebs channel, and he recommended 10 Hammer movies that he wants me to watch in October. And at the end of the month, I'm going to rank them. So I had to buy them. I only owned a couple. So I got Reptile. Now I got these on the Scream Factory sales, which was nice. Rasputin the Monk. Plague of the Zombies. And The Devil Rides Out. So I was able to snag all these on the sale. Now I have all the Scream Factory collector's editions, but I never ended up getting any Hammer ones. So I'm happy that this forced me to get them, and they were all like $12. So kind of a perfect time for that show. So I did grab those, and I just got this in today, so I haven't had a chance to watch this yet. If anybody's going to ask me, this is the new Devil's Rejects 4K. People were saying something about, is it the unrated? So this does have the 30 Days in Hell making of the Devil's Rejects, which is cool. Maybe it's not rated. Maybe it is. Is it rated? Yeah, this is the rated R cut, I guess. I did not realize this. I don't see anything that says unrated on here. So this might be a rated cut, which I didn't even know. To be honest, I don't even remember the difference. It's been so long since I've watched it, but I definitely want to check it out. And then we talked about this earlier. I got Hider in the House, which I was super excited for this one. Cheesy 90s, creepy Gary Busey. 1989. But I'm glad it got a release. That thing is one of those sought after movies that just never got a release since VHS. So I'm happy to kind of have that. And speaking of Gary Busey, check this out. I just got this in. So if you guys don't know, Gary Busey's kind of in some hot water now with some stuff that he did at a convention. He's getting old. He's getting sick. So he posted on his social media the other day that he was doing some kind of like flash sale for his autographs. So I think it was like $25, which I thought, holy shit, Gary Busey probably charges like $60 at a convention. So I popped on his website and ordered this Gary Busey signed picture with Corey Haim for $25. So I don't know if that sale's going on anymore, but yeah, I never had anything signed by Busey, and the fact that it was him sitting with Haim, I figured, hey, why not? I was kind of stoked. Somebody sent me a link and said, hey, look what Gary Busey just put up for cheap. And I was like, hell yeah. So I snagged that. For that price, I was like, fuck it, why not? Do I own the movie Carney? Of course I do, man. Warner Brothers put it up. Let me see. I see. Where did I get the cereal box? It was an online Walmart exclusive. Check and see if it's still available. It's only online. Let me see. What the hell? Oh man. But yeah, I mean Garrett Busey, regardless, he's a mess now. But I mean, he was in a lot of movies, man. A lot of big movies that I watched growing up. But guys, I want to thank you guys for hanging with me tonight. Everybody who popped in here for the first time, I hope you had a good time. Hopefully you come back. Like I said, I did go on a little earlier tonight. Guys, definitely go check out some of the videos I dropped. I did a DVD video yesterday. I've got 2 more videos coming out this week, so keep your eyes and ears open for it. The return of the Rad Dudes is happening, so keep your eyes and ears open for that. Again, there'll probably be another interview happening and then another video talking about some Halloween recommendations that I think you guys want to check out. So, guys, thank you again for checking this out. Your support means everything, keeps this channel going. Find me on Facebook, find me on TikTok, find me on Instagram at Born to Be Rad. Also, too, the new documentary, the 1995 to 1999 In Search of Darkness documentary, is up for pre-order. I put the link into the description of this video if anybody wanted to check it out before the pre-orders end. Just click that link and you can buy it there. So just a heads up on that. And guys, thank you for checking this out. This is Garrett at Born to Be Rad. And like always, stay